Hey, good evening, everyone. I usually don't get started building an audience, like most people do on Facebook Lives, because I figure people can watch it at a later date. So anyway, this is the Wednesday night edition, right, of my journey through fear, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, torment, right? Hey Stacy, how are you? It has been a long time since we've seen you. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, so I kind of want to start out now, each time too, because I know people are sharing them and people are seeing me that may not know me, right? So I'm Heidi, and I live in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and I have been doing these videos now for, I think this is my 11th week, and I'm talking a little bit about my journey, in the beginning of my videos, and then I go into just things that are going to help you. Things that are going to help you to overcome, like I've overcome. I began with fear, anxiety, and I began with fear when I was young. I've said that in other videos, but I'll say it again. I don't remember a time when I was young that I wasn't fearful about something. I was adopted. I came over to this country, Michigan, when I was 3. Bless their heart, my parents, but my mother was a very depressed woman, a very kind of nervous woman, a bitter woman because of her past. And I think all those things just kind of compounded, right? So when I was 11 is when I experienced my first panic attack, and I was 16 before I told my parents. So I just suffered in silence from the time I was 11 to 16, no joke. 8th grade was really bad. Hey Lisa, how are you? Good to see you. 8th grade was really bad for me. I remember that. Like, I missed a lot of school. I walked out of a lot of classes, couldn't stay in those classrooms. Church was horrible. To sit in church whenever we had to, whenever we did that, it was really bad year. But yeah, I was 16 before I told my parents. Nobody really knew what that was. When I finally told them and went to the doctor just said she's a normal teenager. They all experience this. But I began to kind of ask a few people. Didn't really find any of my friends or anything that were like, yes, I feel the same way. So truly, I felt very alone. Like I've said before, I didn't have internet. There was no internet. I couldn't Google how I was feeling, I took this assessment from the doctor too. She's depressed, so we better have her take this personality or whatever assessment. But everything kind of came up blank or came up normal. Physical tests, because then it's like, gosh, there's got to be something horrible wrong with me. That was one thing I thought a lot of. It was like, okay, there's got to be something really bad wrong, and nobody is telling me. That was like one of my greatest fears for so long, like they're just not telling me. They don't want to tell me. The doctor knows, my parents know, even maybe my relatives know, or people, and they don't want to tell me that what this dreadful thing that I have. I had no idea. And it was just a horrible, hellish way to live. And I struggled with that for 25 years. Kind of off and on. It's not like every day is a panic attack. No, you only have so many of those that you can actually endure. But there's that general unease. There's that general, just awful feeling. It's so hard to describe if you, if you haven't been through it. It just like I'm not going to make it through this day. Just leaves you feeling hopeless. Just leaves you feeling like, just get through this day. Hopefully I can sleep a little bit, because when I sleep is like the only time I'm not feeling this, right? And it's a horrible existence. And I'm not here to bring encouragement to you. I'm not here to let you know that I have overcome. And if I've overcome, you can overcome as well. That is my passion, is to get this out to so many people. And it seems now like wherever I'm at, like there is like somebody that tells me, hey, I watched your video, or hey, I've watched all of your videos, or hey, I gave your videos to so and so, you know, and they're watching your videos now. And that is such a blessing to me, such a blessing, because, you know, I don't think it was this last video. It was either this last video or last Friday's. I let you guys know too that, you know, there's an enemy out there, and he's ticked off that I'm trying to take territory back, right? The darkness that this is, and you know, helping people and wanting to be out there and tell my story and help people break free. So I've been not anxiety and panic attacks, but I've been just being hammered with some fears that I've never had before of stuff. I've just, you know, just kind of been hammered in my mind just a little bit too, you know. And my son was like, the other day, he's like, Mom, the enemy is fighting against you because he wants to stop you from doing this, you know, so that I would get to the point where I'm like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, you know. But you know what, I'm not going to get to that point, you know, because I'm taking the same advice that I give you guys, and I'm fighting back, and I'm saying, no, you're not going to get at me, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep these videos out there, and keep going strong. No, the other day I talked about resisting. That was the day, yeah, resisting the enemy, resisting him. And how do you resist him? With your mouth. With your mouth is how you have to resist. Fear, all those things have to hear your voice, right? That is absolutely true. So anyways, today I put on the little topic, my anxiety will get better when I do this, when I do that. I don't know if, you know, I'm sure not every video speaks to everybody, but this was something that I began to think since it kind of wasn't getting better. But I had this in my mind, like I'm 11 when it starts. I told, you know, just said that. So I'm going, okay, like when I get to be a teenager, you know, thinking, well, maybe this is just something that goes away, you know, when I'm a teenager. So maybe my anxiety will get better when I'm a teenager, right? Well, it didn't, right? I, you know, went through teenage years. Like I said, I was 16 when I told my parents, had different health assessments, had different, you know, checkups, you know, tests done and stuff like that. Everything's good, right? So it's like, all right, you know, this is going to get better once I turn 20, you know, like surely this isn't going to still be there when I'm 20, right? I thought, yeah, how could I be 20? By that time, I'll outgrow it. You know, by that time, things will get better. Well, I turned 20 and it still wasn't better, right? So, you know, maybe when I have kids, maybe when I start having kids, I got married really, really young. And so maybe when I have kids, it's going to get better, right? So, you know, maybe when I get a teenager, it'll get better. It didn't. Maybe when I turn 20, it'll get better. Hey, Stephanie and Sharon, maybe when I have kids. You know, I had this in my mind that, you know, at certain stages of my life, I thought, surely I can't still be struggling with this at that point. Because I just didn't know what to do anymore, right? I didn't know what to do. I had seen the doctors, I had seen the counselors, I had seen, you know, psychologists, psychiatrists, I had read the books, I had been given medication, only took that once because it just, holy cow, I had side effects right away. I had spent 3 weeks in a psychiatric hospital, you know, but with every stage, it still didn't get better. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I can't picture myself like 30 and 40 and I've still got this going. No, somehow I'm thinking, I don't even know what to do anymore, but I'm thinking it's going to wear off. It's going to just stop, on its own. Now, I've talked to one person, and you might know people, one person, and I've talked to so many people who have struggled with this through the years that I've, had it and stuff. And I broke free in my late 30s, so I didn't hit 40 with it. But I've talked to only one person who said it just, all of a sudden, it just kind of went away, right? But typically, it's not going to just go away. I wrote something down today that I heard in a message that nothing just happens by chance. And this usually, that's what I kept thinking, that this would just happen by chance, that I would just break free from this just by chance. By chance, it may happen when I'm 20. By chance, it could happen when I'm, 25. I gave birth to 4 children while I had this. Went through 4 pregnancies, 4 children, and did pretty decent. There was 2 of mine that I struggled pretty badly, with them. And I remember somebody had told me at one point, like, because my kids didn't know. They really didn't. If you've been having this for so long, you are very good at, I don't want to say hiding, it isn't so much that, but yeah, I guess it is kind of, or little coping mechanisms, right? Because when people did find out, I was in my early-ish 30s when I went to this Christian psychiatric hospital. Hey Marissa, how are you? Good to see you. And people were like, what? Heidi? Like, really? When I went, we had 3 small kids at that time, so people were bringing meals to my husband because I was gone for 3 weeks. And, he said, too, people are coming over and going, like, we would have never known that, about her. However, I wasn't one, and I'm still not, to kind of broadcast things around. So I feel like it helped me not to be getting on the phone talking about it a lot, because I know now that what we talk about grows and expands, and what we focus on, really grows. So I just, it didn't seem like it would do anything, and it wouldn't have, right? Just talking to people like, oh my gosh, I'm having such a horrible day. I'm not that kind of person. I wasn't that kind of person then. And I think a part of that saved me a little bit, not talking about it all the time, or, to this friend or that friend. But I will tell you that things typically, when you are anxious, when you are depressed, when you are, unless it is purely situational, like you can say, this event happened, and that's boom, that's right when, anxiety started. Then perhaps when that event, like is over, maybe the anxiety would be done, right? But typically it's not going to happen by chance. Typically you're not going to usually wake up one day and just go, wow, I'm done. It's a combination of things. Hey, Jody and Alicia, good to see you guys. And I'm going to be going into that more, much more. I know I said that last week, but I'm going to go into what it was that helped me, and what I'm doing now, and what I did as a result of that. I am definitely going to share that with you, kind of a culmination, of all these videos. But know that typically, yeah, things don't happen by chance, and typically things that are lasting, when we find lasting freedom for something, when we find lasting freedom, we have to go at it. And if you've listened to my videos, if you watch the other ones, I've talked about your thoughts, renewing your mind, replacing those awful thoughts that you have when you're anxious and fearful with more soothing thoughts, but also your mouth talking. What are you saying? What are you, speaking life over your situation instead of what you feel. We're so conditioned to speak what we feel. we're so conditioned, you know, to speak negatively and to want to tell how we feel, and that we, you know, and you know, to find relief from these, or to break free from these things. You have to flip what you normally do. You have to almost do the opposite of what you normally do, you know, combating something. We feel like if we tell our story and we tell this person, and we, you know, then we get that sympathy, you know, we get that, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you, I'm so sorry, I'm so, you know, but then that person walks away, and what happens to us? We feel just as bad as when we started. And what do you have to do? Then you have to go to another person and tell your story again, so that you get that, just that rush, a little rush from that sympathy, but it does nothing. It does nothing for you. Nothing. So that's why, you know, we have to flip it. And when those anxious feelings come, you know, we've got to speak to them, and we've got to, you know, we got to speak out over it, and just be, you know, speak positive words over it, no matter how we feel. You know, it's like recovering from this, you know, is just like the opposite of what you would think that it is, you know, and it's something you have to work at. And it's something, the more that you do, the more that you go at it, and the more faith that you have, that you can see light at the end of the tunnel already, because that's what faith is. I see myself free. I see it. And I may not be there yet, but I see it, you know. That's what anybody does. But, you know, it doesn't matter if you're running a marathon, if you're going to climb a mountain, if you're going to, you know, whatever it is, people that accomplish those things, they see it first, right? That's faith. It takes no faith once you're at the finish line, right? It takes no faith once you've broke free. It takes faith to believe that you can do it before it happens. And that's what you need. And that's what I want to encourage you with, right? So anyways, that's kind of my deal tonight. And I will tell you, like I've said on, what was I going to say? Oh, I've said in previous videos, we're taking all of these videos. So after this week, there's not quite 33, it's 11 weeks and it's 3 per week, but I think there's like 31 because I missed a couple Fridays. So we're taking all of those and I'm downloading them as we speak. They're taking a long time to download. And then my son and I are going to put them into a YouTube channel. And then you can go back and you can watch these and you can see the topics, because I know it's a pain to go back to my wall and like scroll through, or, you know, I know that you can go, you know, you can go to the videos too and stuff that are on there, but here, this is going to be so much easier just to subscribe to a YouTube channel. Boom, you're on there, and there's, you know, and there's all the videos. So I'm excited about that. And that's going to be available. And you can watch them anytime. And you can see the topics to see whatever might pertain to you. So yeah, I'm just so passionate about this because it's, you know, it's so cool. This is something that I never, ever dreamed would be possible. You know, when I was in the thick of this, when I was in the real throes and throngs of fear, anxiety, and panic attacks and torment and depression, like daily, like pounding my mind, and just feeling the physical symptoms. Just, if somebody would have told me at that point, like, this is what you're going to do at some point, you're going to be able to help other people, I would have gone, no, there's no way. But it's so cool, you know, that God has taken that something that was so awful and turned it around, and now is giving me a voice, you know, for those who are still struggling and still suffering from this. So anyways, it just blesses me. You know, the more people I reach, the more of a blessing it is to me. And I pray that it's a blessing, you know, for you too. So anyway, like I say every single time, you guys, if these are speaking to you, please like them. Please share the videos, because the more we like and the more we share videos, the more they get out to reach many, many people. You know, and if it's not you that's struggling or somebody that you know, then please share the videos with them. And hopefully by Friday I'll be able to give, I don't know how that works, I've never had a YouTube channel, you know, but hopefully by that time I can, you know, tell you what the YouTube channel is, so that you can subscribe to it and then begin to, you know, watch the videos on there, because they'll be there forever, right? So anyways, you guys, man, just be encouraged. Please be encouraged. Please do not give up hope on this. Man, you can break free, and if you've got the faith to believe it, then you will break free. I can't say for positive that you will, because I'm not you, but I can say you can, and I am so confident to say that. So very confident. So anyways, you guys have an amazing night. I pray for a peaceful, restful sleep for you guys tonight. I pray for anxiety and fear to just leave your mind tonight, and that you would have a restful sleep. And I will be back on Friday with another topic. Like, I really don't, I've got these videos going, but today I didn't know what I was going to talk about until the afternoon. It's cool how all of a sudden I'll hear something, or God will bring something in my mind to go like, this is what they need to hear tonight. So I don't know what Friday is going to be about, but I will be back here, and I will be here to give you more hope and more encouragement. All right, so have a great night, you guys, and thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing, those of you who do, and for liking these videos too. God bless you.